someone said I shouldn't use indigenous because, and I'm like, come on, man. So where do we go? Where do we come together? Getting around this terminology.
We're all victims of white
just keep in mind, we have to be real brief because I'm running out of time. So talk to me.
Okay, so so the LGBTQ community, they rewrote the English language so that people can be on code when they're talking to each other or when people are talking about them. Why can't we be that way towards talking to each other?
Okay.
That's what the word God's.
That's
what the word God is for.
So then what should we be calling ourselves then?
Victims of racism, white supremacy, or prisoners of war. Because that's what we are.
Okay. I got you. So are we perpetual victims? Because I hear the Christian people talk about, I'm not a victim. I'm not going to claim that. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, we won't be perpetual until the system of racism, white supremacy is brought to an end. Once it's brought to an end, we will no longer be victims. We'll be survivors.
And Dr. Ratchis Cress-Wilson says, when we bring racism, white supremacy, the system to an end, we have to replace it with justice. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What was you about to say, Autumn?
I was just agreeing with him. Like, we're victims of white supremacy racism. I think people getting caught up in shade of skin tone and, oh, don't say native, say indigenous. That is a bunch of fluff that doesn't matter. Like, we all understand the issue at hand. You know, we're dealing with this force of diabolical. Like, it's diabolical, it's devilish, it's evil. And I think sometimes about God just sitting up there in the universe and just watching all this mayhem go on for so long. And it's so amazing that Black people used to run the world. Like, ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, they've been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, how can we get back to that? Do we need to be race mixing with white people? You know, so everybody has a little brown in them? Well, that's what I'm afraid of.
Well, that's what's already happening, because there were 600,000 mixed race babies during the turn of the century. So this whole idea of rape took on that whole Me Too stuff. If we roll that back, it'll be a problem. But hold on 1 second. All right, so you're on, Jesse. You on? What's happening, man? Che Nkrumah, aka Jesse.
How y'all doing? I'm still learning.
All right, but listen. We got a new rule. We can't bring nobody on unless they show their face, man. So I love you to life, bro. I'm sure you got some. Thank you very much. Good. Now, in case we got to track down your mama's dog, you understand? I want to know who we're talking to. What's happening?
What's happening? RIP to the master teacher, Neely Jr.
Now, hold on. Now, Jesse, Khalif just told us we shouldn't be calling him the master because he didn't want to be called the master. So we're going to respect that. But, Dad, I'm sorry, Dad.
Our brother's Neely Fuller Jr.
Yes. Neely Fuller Jr., not doctor, but Neely Fuller Jr.
Right.
I went to produce justice to get mine. But
y'all are educating me today, because Khalif, I didn't know that 400-page book was out, Jesse.
Yeah, this is the 2016 edition. I got the Word Guide and I got the Word Guide right here.
All right.
The revised edition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got the 84 edition as well. I went to Produce Justice to get them. So my whole thing, Griff, you were talking about, somebody said that you weren't FBA. That's a damn lie. FBA is a combination of the slaves that were brought here from Africa, that Black indigenous people that were already here.
Well, watch the language, man, because Khalif might jump on the slaves weren't brought from Africa. Africans were brought from Africa and made slaves. But go ahead.
Okay, well, the Africans that were brought from Africa and made slaves, the Africans, the Black indigenous people that were already here. Like you said, you're Blackfoot, I'm Blackfoot as well.
Okay.
My grandmother was Blackfoot. My family's from South Carolina. I'm the only one that's from, I'm calling from Denver, Colorado. I forgot to make that clear. Okay. I'm in Denver. I have my own podcast, Frontline Black News. I'm simulcasting right now on Frontline Black News and my personal YouTube page. Now, whoever told you that you wasn't FBA, Griff, they're lying. You are the textbook definition of what FBA is, Foundation of Black Americans, descendant of American child slavery freedmen. So all we're saying, hey, look, if you are a descendant of freedmen, you have access to this reparations claim with the United States government. We don't get in everybody else's reparations claims. We're not included in CARICOM. We're not included in these other reparations movements. So we started our own here in the United States. Now, I understand the reparations movement goes all the way back to the 70s. But now in the 2020s, we have a resurgence of this movement, and we are going by lineage, not by race.
Okay.
You're not eligible just because you're black. You're eligible if you are a descendant of freedmen. That is our legal status in this country. So the freedmen, who the 14th, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were specifically for, that's who we're speaking of. So if you are of the diaspora, we say sue your colonizer. If the French were your colonizer, then sue them. If the British were your colonizer, then sue them. If the Spanish were your colonizer, then sue them. But the problem is everybody wants to get up in our reparations claim, and we can't have that. Now, the great INDEPTH Jr. said that there's no such thing as an American, there's no such thing as an African, there's no such thing as an Asian, there's no such thing as an Australian, etc., because none of these places produce justice. So we are actively working to produce justice in all 9 areas of human activity, which are entertainment, labor, politics. Let me start over. Economics, entertainment, law,
religious,
politics, religion. Correct. In all 9 areas. So if we're not actively working to change this global system of racism and white supremacy and replace it with a system of justice, we ain't really talking about much of anything. And that's what Neely Fuller Jr. wanted us to do. He said all people that classify themselves as non-white, so-called people of color, we are at war in all 9 areas, specifically black people. We have been at war with this country and this government for 400 years, 400 plus years now. So we understand that it's a global system. So it's not just here in America, it's globally. So
all right, cool. All right, we got to wrap it up. So I'm way over time, man. I got Kalanji hitting me up saying, bro, wrap that up. Well, one last quote or one last statement from everyone, then I got to get off of here, all right? We'll save King Simon for last. Neely Fuller Jr., give me one word.
Produce justice.
Brutally honest.
Brutally honest. Thank you very much, Ricky. Autumn.
Legendary.
Legendary. And Khalid.
Victim of racism, white supremacy.
We're going to get it from all perspectives. I got you.
It's all that in this book.
Right? And Shay, a.k.a. Jesse, give me one word.
Legendary.
Legendary. Okay, King Simon, talk to me.
Critical thinker.
Critical thinker.
Critical thinker.
All right. And I'm going to say God having a human experience called Neely Fuller. All right?
Yes.
Mr. Kalanji calling me. See, I got to get off of here. I love y'all to life, family. All
right.
Thank you.
You too, brother.
Peace.
Yeah, take care. Love you.
Peace. All right, peace. This is Professor Griff. I got to get off of here. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm way over my time. I love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff. Peace, fam. Peace. Let me get up. Let me do this. And let me stop my... All right, peace, fam. I got to go. Peace. Love y'all to life. Peace.